that's a lot of blush. Welcome. I'm Sophia from Lipstick Junkie Forever, and today's video is going to be a battle of the two new holiday face palettes from Charlotte Tilbury and Patrick Ta. Both of these palettes are gorgeous, but is one of them worth buying more than the other? I think so. I think one of them is a dud. Before we get started, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know if you bought either one of these face palettes. Let's talk about the Patrick Ta palette first. This is a Major Headlines blush and highlighter palette, and this is a volume 2. So they released a volume 1 last year that was all blushes, and this year there's a highlighter involved. As I said, this is volume 2. I don't have volume 1 from last year. However, the packaging on that one was also rose gold. It just was shiny, mirrored packaging, which was really beautiful up until you started using it. This one has a more matte look. It's really nice and mattified. However, if you think that it's not going to show any fingerprints, you're mostly right. It won't. It just shows some residue. You can kind of wipe it off, but it is a little bit harder. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. There are two blush duos as well as a highlighter duo. The highlighter is new to Patrick Ta, so we're going to be trying it out today. Just so you know, the cream blushes have a little bit of a sheen or a glitter to them, so they are not completely matte like they were before. And also, just so you know, there is that little bit of a window that covers the cream products. This palette is $58, has two blush duos and a highlighter duo. From left to right, we have Giving Flirty, Giving Sunkissed, and Giving Glossy. Giving Glossy is the highlighter. So let's apply them. It's very rosy, a little more rosy than I anticipated. Well, maybe by the shade I should have anticipated that. So this is what the powder blush in She's Flirty looks like on its own. I'm going to be applying the cream over it, but I wanted to show you the powder first. It's definitely very pink. It's super duper pink. It is definitely better suited for either winter or spring. Oh, spring, maybe even summer a little bit, but definitely not this time of year. This is a palette that you would pretty much have to hold on to for a bit. It's very pretty. I don't know what else to say. It's very light, not too pigmented. So if you have a deeper skin tone than I do, you probably won't be able to make this work. So let's apply the cream now. Going to put a little bit over this. Oh, that really punches up the color, huh? Ooh, yes it does. Ooh, yes it does. Ooh, that's a lot of blush. So this is what the cream blush in She's Flirty looks like over the powder. I definitely think that together this is a huge punch of color right at your face and on your face. I think together this particular shade can work for medium skin tones, because for fair skin tones I would not recommend this to be worn together, because you're really gonna walk around like a clown. That's literally what I look like right now. I look more like a clown in the mirror than I look in the video, but oh, I can still see the clowniness in the monitor, so I'm not going outside like this today. Now I'm going in with the shade Giving Sunkissed. It's more coral. And this is what the powder blush in Giving Sunkissed looks like just on its own. It's very pretty. It's a gorgeous coral. I think this one's actually really my favorite of the lot. Oof, that was stunning. So now I'm gonna go over it with the cream. Wish me luck. Let's hope this is not Clown Central. And this is what the cream blush in Giving Sunkissed looks like over the powder blush of the same shade. It's really pretty. This is a gorgeous coral, and I think this is my favorite of the entire palette. I think that this Giving Sunkissed blush is so beautiful that if you don't buy the palette and he releases these individually the way he did with last year's holiday palette, that you should buy Giving Sunkissed over anything else that he comes out with, because this is beautiful and it's going to be perfect for summer. Okay, so now that we've done the blushes, let's pop into the highlighters. The cream is sadly just a clear balm. It's not a cream highlighter. Let's see if you can see anything. No, you really can't see it. It's just a bit of gloss. That's all you see. However, let's see how the powder looks. The powder is, where am I going to swatch it? Right here. The powder is very light. You can barely see it, to be honest, but that's good, I guess. Okay, so let's try the cream first. And let's see if you can see it. Can you see anything? I can't see anything. So I applied the cream right here, and you cannot see a thing. I certainly can't. Let's just apply the powder over it and hope for the best. So this is what the powder highlighter looks like over the balm and over the blush. I think it's really pretty. It gives you a lovely sheen, a really nice glow from within look versus a I can see you from across the universe kind of Glow, it's definitely lovely for fairer skin tones. I think it's just light enough for that. It's definitely not going to work for anybody of deeper skin tone. If you're even medium, this might not work for you. However, what I don't like about the highlighter is that when I swatched it, and I swatched it with a clean hand, it created a hard pan. So you kind of have to dig into it in order to get product out. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. Is it going to annoy the living daylights out of you? Probably. It's not going to affect your ability to use the highlighter. However, when I needed to pick up the powder, I had to dig in with my brush, and a lot got picked up on my brush. So I had to either blow on it in order to dissipate a little bit, or I had to apply the full amount on my face. I really didn't want to overdo it on the highlighter, so I had to blow on it, and now a lot of it is out in the ether, only to never be used again. So do take that into account when you're getting this palette. Now I'm going to go take all of this off, put on fresh foundation, and we can get into the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. And I'm back with a fresh face to beautify with the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. This is part of her holiday collection. It is $75 US, and it comes in two varieties, fair to medium and medium to deep. I have the fair to medium variety. Let's talk about the packaging. The packaging is absolutely stunning. Look at it. Like, it's got this beautiful pink mother of pearl inlay, and then there are like these CTs going all across it in like a very beautiful pattern that actually mimics the pattern on the inside, where you can see the pillows, the pillowcases. So I guess that's kind of the theme. Pillow talk. Pillow talk on the front, pillow talk on the inside. Makes sense. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's even more stunning on the inside than it is on the outside, in my opinion. It's got two blushes and two highlighters. The blush that is embossed with Pillow Talk on it is a soft blush. It is in a nice neutral tone, whereas the blush that is embossed with the CT on it is a super blush, and it is definitely a more pigmented pinky rose shade. And we have two highlighters, both embossed in these old school pillowcase patterns. The one that is in the top right corner is a champagne hue, and it is a super glow highlighter, whereas the one on the opposite end is a multi-glow highlighter, and it is a pinky hued highlighter. I think that the embossing of these is my favorite part of the palette. Okay, so I'm going to apply the Pillow Talk embossed blush first, and let's see how that looks. And this is what the blush looks like applied. This is the soft blush, the one that has the Pillow Talk embossed onto it. It's absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous neutral matte blush that is buildable. I love me a buildable blush because then you can wear it lightly or really a lot more bold than that. And this is stunning. I think it looks really good with my makeup look, and I think it's going to look good with basically any makeup look. This one's a winner in my book. And now let's go in with the other shade. This is what the blushes look like applied. I think they're absolutely stunning. I think they're gorgeous. They're natural and neutral looking. If you like soft makeup, this will work. If you like bolder makeup, this will work. They're definitely beautifying. The palette promised, and it actually delivered on that. And even if you had only one of these blushes in the palette, I think that would have been enough to make the palette a beautifying palette. But you have both, and that's even better, I think. So now let's apply the highlighters. This palette just keeps on winning and winning. This is definitely a stunning palette. It's more and more beautifying by the moment, and it's living up to its name. I'm wearing the champagne highlighter, this super glow one right here, and it's definitely not a really blingy highlighter. It's definitely a soft highlighter, definitely a glow from within highlighter. It's absolutely stunning. I think it's beautiful. And on this side, I'm wearing the pink toned one, the one that is the multi-glow, and I think it's an absolute stunner as well. I think these are both gorgeous. They're going to look gorgeous over the blushes, either one of the blushes, as well as other blushes that you might have in your collection. And I love this palette. If you can't tell, the face palette that I think is worth your money more is actually the Charlotte Tilbury one, even though it costs $75, so it does cost more than the other palette, and you get 4 items in it. I think that all of these 4 items will be more useful to you than the blushes and the cream balm and the powder highlighter in the other one, I think that these just look better on the face. They perform better, and I think that you will actually love this palette a lot more. Each of these pans contains 3.8 grams of product, so across all of them you get actually about 16 grams of product, just a little bit under, and I think that that's actually really worth the money. You're probably thinking, hey, so if this blush palette is $58 and has 6 pans of product, so it is absolutely worth it more. I don't think so, because the two blush shades that you get in here, whatever the formula you're going to be using, even if you're going to be using both of them, they are very distinctive and they're really suitable for only very specific times of year and specific makeup looks. Whereas in the Charlotte Tilbury palette, you can use those blushes year round for any makeup look. And while the highlighter is nice, I think that it was a little bit more chunky. I think it was a little bit more visible, less glow from within. And as you can see, it developed a hard pan and I had to dig into it. You're going to wind up using that highlighter pretty quickly. And the balm, don't even get me started on the balm. You're better off using just the regular lip balm for yourself if you want to. And even if you were to discount the highlighters completely, the highlighter and the balm completely, yes, you do get two shades here. But aside from the fact that they're going to be difficult for you to use year round, and you have to kind of restrict yourself to using them for makeup that is appropriate for that kind of blush, you don't get full size blushes in here. So the blushes in here, I believe the cream is 3 grams of product and the powder is about 3.3 grams of product. Whereas in the full size individual, you get 6 grams of the cream and 4 grams of the powder. So you get less product here than what you're actually paying for if you don't use the highlighters. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know which one of these you bought, if either one of them, and let me know what you think about them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.